What an interesting premise. Remember, people, it's hard to make a movie in Hollywood. It's especially hard to make a really good movie in Hollywood. Now, is that an excuse? No, but let's check out this movie anyways. I, Frankenstein. Remember a year ago, a movie came out called Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters or something like that, where it took an old story and added some new elements to it? Well, this is sort of like that. And it stars Eckhart, Miranda, Otto, and, do it, James. Do it. Tell them it also stars the guy who played the son in A Good Day to Die Hard? No. Okay, the movie takes place years after the monster has killed Frankenstein. The monster gets caught in this war between gargoyles and demons, which sounds like, yeah, somebody was smoking something when they came up with this one. But hey, you know, it was an interesting premise. It just lacked a little bit in its execution. And it starts off with him just trying to find his own place in the world. Who am I? What am I doing here? Kind of questions we all ask ourselves every now and then. But here's where the movie kind of loses me, was in the acting. Okay, Eckhart does actually a reasonable good job with what he has, but everybody else just kind of, well, I felt was a little subpar. Even Bill Nighy, he just kind of almost dials it in. Which brings me to the story part, where, yeah, it is demons against these gargoyles, which I guess are supposed to be also like angels, servants of God. Okay, but these gargoyles live in this big, huge castle in the middle of a city, which I guess nobody can see. They didn't really explain that part too well. But, yeah. Well, let's face it, folks, here. You're not looking to watch this movie to get enlightened. Like when you see the demons, I like the fact that they went with the makeup over the CG, which they did with the gargoyles, but the makeup just looked a little too cliche demon-like. And maybe a lot of that had to do with just the way they were lit. It just looked a little plastic, styrofoamy kind of, yeah, that's makeup. And it didn't really hold any menace to me. And that almost sort of translates to Eckhart's makeup too, which just looked kind of like, okay, he sort of has the scars, but you don't really get the impression that he was put together by like a whole bunch of people. But I did appreciate the nods to the old classic story of, you know, how he wanted to have like a wife and then Frankenstein didn't give that to him, so he murdered him. Just little nods like that really worked for me. But hey, let's face it, folks, this movie has a lot of plot holes in it. And I didn't get the impression it was from the writing. Actually, I got the impression it came in the editing room, because I can't really make a whole lot of sense other than a paycheck why Eckhart would ever want to do this. The story does give hints that there is a little bit more depth there. But then some of the plot points just go nowhere, and it's just like, hey, what happened to that? Oh, it's over now? Oh, okay. So overall, don't expect too much from this movie. I mean, it does have some questionable acting in it. It is a marginal pass. I give this movie a 5 out of 10. Alright, if you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Plot analysis. Okay, so in this movie, the demons are trying to have these Frankenstein bodies ready so that, you know, demons can come up and possess them. And they can only do that if the body has no soul. So then why didn't they just do that with Frankenstein straight up off the bat? Because that would spoil everything.